Hey guys, Dylan from Noble Records coming at you with another video. So excited to do this one. So if you follow us on our socials, you might have seen that we scored this insane collection in Florida. A guy reached out to us. He's a viewer. He follows us on Instagram and on YouTube and everything. And he was like, do you ever travel to Florida for collections? And I was like, no. And he said, would you consider doing it? And I was like, it'd have to be something crazy for me to drive down to Florida. And he said, all right. And he sent me a flip video of his whole collection, and my jaw just freaking dropped. I was like, no way. And so it took a long time to kind of a back and forth to figure out, like, how much he wanted for it, what all exactly was there, what the condition was, what the pressings were. So at the end of the day, we went down there, we bought the whole collection. It was 1,600 records. So it wasn't like a huge collection, but it was like a lot of really killer quality. This guy, he's been collecting for about 20 years and has gotten into like a lot of the weird jazz stuff, like the free jazz, the jazz funk, the stuff like I'm really personally into. And so, that's kind of what got me down there, is that if it hadn't been stuff I wanted to keep, I probably wouldn't have done it. But there's a lot in here that I've been looking for my own personal collection. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you some footage. I never get footage when I'm out doing collections because people are kind of weirded out by it. I'm always like, hey, I have a YouTube channel. Do you mind if I shoot some footage? And they're always like, I'd rather not. They always say that. So this guy, I kind of gave him a heads up. He watched my YouTube video, so he knew. And I said, hey, I'm going to take some footage while we're there, if that's all right. And he said, yeah, I just don't want to be in it. So we didn't put him in it, but we just kind of did some footage of us going through and checking condition and things like that. I pretty much knew what all was there, but I just wanted to make sure that the pressings were right, the conditions were good. And so I went down there with my buddy Dom. If you like videos of Dom, our last video was me and Dom hitting a bunch of record stores in Florida. We had a blast. So we left. I left Monday morning at 6 a.m., got down there. And then Monday night, we got a hotel. Tuesday morning, we bought the collection and drove it back. So it was a 9.5-hour drive. And so it was kind of crazy, but we did it, and man, this collection is absolutely mind-blowing. So check out some of the footage of us kind of going through and checking everything. That one. think? Should we buy them?
I think we should take them all. Go slowly. Alright, so this whole area.
This first one is.
All right, hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, we bought everything. So anything you saw in that video, we brought it home. Like right now, I have all the stuff in my record room. I've been going through it. So it's all in boxes out here. And so I'm going to take you through some of it. There's no way we can get through all of it. It's kind of overwhelming. I went through all of it last night and kind of pulled out some things that I'd like to show. And it's just like mind-blowing, some of the stuff that's in here. So I'm not going to take too long on each record. Most of them you're probably going to know what they are. Some of them you won't, and you can look them up and see for yourself. Also, big disclaimer, a lot of this stuff is going to my collection. Not everything. Some things I already have. I love a lot of this like funk and private press stuff. And I collect Strata East, I collect Black Jazz, I collect all that stuff. And so, you know, a lot of the Black Jazz stuff I already have, and some of the Strata East stuff I already have. And so there will be a good hefty chunk of this stuff that will end up going into the shop. But so don't come at me and be like, how much for that? How much for this? Because I'm going to put as much of it out as I can. But there's some things, like, even if I do end up selling it down the road, there's some things I want to enjoy before putting it out. That's one of the perks of having a record shop, is like when you buy really cool collections, you get to discover things you might not know. You get to enjoy the records, all that stuff. So let's go ahead and get showing things. Like I said, I'm not going to spend too much time on each one. There's just so much to show, and I don't want to lose y'all's interest. So this one is one I was really excited about. Jade, In Pursuit. All of this stuff he kept really clean, and sleeves and MoFi sleeves, all that stuff. The guy was a collector's collector. He knew what he was doing. So this is a really rare funk record. I've been after it for a really long time, so that's definitely a keeper for me. But that's an amazing one. Here's a couple just to show you like the range of stuff. You know, he had, these are the U.S. Original Combat batteries. You know, this is a really rare one, really desirable. He had metal, he had hip hop, he had, I mean, there's a really well-rounded collection. This one, Ian Carr Belladonna, kind of pre-Nucleus, but pretty much is a Nucleus with the Vertigo Swirl. Mega rare record. I already have one of these. Amazing. I love this record so much. Terry Callier, What Color Is Love? This is an amazing record. I looked years and years to find a clean copy. This is a clean copy in the shrink with the sticker and everything. Amazing record. I love that record. I wish I had more time to talk about each one. Klaus Weiss, Time Signals. This is one of those like library grails if you like the jazz funk type of stuff. I've been after this record for a while. I have a couple other ones in this series, but I didn't have this one yet. So it's Time Signals is scratching off a big one off my list. This is a really nice, clean Maggot Brain, which is like a unicorn. You never see like a really nice, clean one. This is a really nice, clean one. So that'll be going in the shop. Obviously, I already have one. Mobley's Second Message. This is a clean first press. Amazing. It's a keeper for me. Jackie McLean, Demon's Dance. I have been looking for this record for years and years. And the past couple years, for whatever reason, they've just shot up in value. Anytime you try to get them on eBay or whatever, the prices go through the roof. But I love this record. I love the cover. This is a really killer, and I love Jackie McLean. So I just love everything about this record, and I'm really excited to finally get it. Here we go. This is Pharoah Sanders. This is the this is on ESP. Really crazy cover. So the cover will turn your hands black. It's like almost like a hand painted, I guess probably screen printed. But really rare Pharoah Sanders record. I've never seen one in the flesh before, but that's probably going to stay with Daddy. Dorothy Ashby, a lot of these I have, and so I'll be putting some of them in. I did not have this one. Dorothy Ashby's amazing jazz harp, incredible stuff. So there's that one, which I'm keeping. This one, I've already got a copy of this, so this is an amazing one. This is my favorite one, which I already have a copy of. This is Dorothy's Harp. This is an amazing jazz funk harp record, and it's out of this world. If you've never heard this, look it up, Dorothy's Harp. And then this one as well, The Ruby Yacht of Dorothy Ashby. This is an incredible one in the shrink, really nice condition. This is another killer jazz record that I have already. This is an original first press of All Morning Long, Greg Garland Quintet. You got Coltrane, Bird, Joyner Taylor. It's on Prestige. It's got that 50th Street address. I love this record. I found it in the collection a couple years ago, and it's just incredible. So glad to be able to pass it along to you. And then also, one thing that I noticed on a lot of these records is that he bought them from Carolina Soul. If you're not familiar with Carolina Soul, I mean, if you know anything about jazz, you probably are. But they'll have these like catalog numbers on them. They run really, really good auctions. They have a really good reputation. Most of the stuff they run is really clean. And so seeing all, like, he bought a ton from them. And like seeing all those, I'm like, they you know, they don't sell junk over there at Carolina Soul. So that really made me feel good about it. The Oneness of Juju on Black Fire. This is an incredible record. I already have one. It's mind-blowing. I love this record so much. Some like jazz, soul jazz, jazz funk. Ahmad Jamal Trio, Awakening. These are hard to find out. You know, really well known for that Nas sample. The World Is Yours is on here. But, man, it's just a really killer record, and you don't see them very often. Infinite Sound. Kind of a soul jazz funky type of thing. Really rare. Probably keeping. Weldon Irvine, Liberated Brother. This is an incredible like jazz funk record. I love anything Weldon Irvine. This is an original press. Still, I mean, like really good shape. I've already got one of these, but this is incredible. Weldon Irvine Sinbad is a great one that I needed. Spirit Man is another one that I needed. Great record. Cosmic Vortex, amazing album. And some of these Weldon Irvines aren't really too expensive. This is not a terribly expensive record, but it's really, really killer. There is the Roy Haynes Quartet, original press of Out of the Afternoon. Farmer's Market. This is an original first press, which I never see. I've seen them on New Jazz a couple times, but really hard to find these clean. Joe Chambers, amazing record. Been wanting this for a while, very rare. This one right here, I was so stoked. Like when I saw that he had this, I was ecstatic. This is Isophonic Boogie Woogie by Roland Young. This there's all these various different like wild horn instruments and like something that sounds kind of like a didgeridoo. It might be like a bassoon with effects pedals or whatever, but this is a really wild out there jazz record, but it's really killer. Look at that cover, man. I am so stoked for that. Another one I've been looking for a long time. Horace Tapscott, The Giant is Awakened. Really nice one on that Flying Dutchman label. Super rare. Sun Ra, The Heliocentric Worlds of Sun Ra. Very, very nice. Bunch of Sun Ra stuff. The Night of a Purple Moon. It's original press of that. Super rare record. Very valuable. This is one that I'm really, really excited about. Sun Ra Horizon. This is one of the originals on El Saturn. So these had like a couple different covers. This cover is kind of rare. It looks like it's sold a couple times with this cover, but a lot of the El Saturn stuff, they had unique covers with them. So this is probably the most valuable record in the whole shebang. You know, huge, amazing record. You know, Sun Song, the Magic of Juju, Archie Shepp, Mode for Joe Henderson. Incredible record. I don't know, it says it's $5. I don't know if he really paid $5 for this, but great record. Love it. This is one I've been looking for a long time. Joe Henderson, Alice Coltrane, The Elements. This is an original press. Really hard to find. I love it. And so, like, he also had a lot of stuff like, you know, jazz, Blue Note jazz stuff that was like maybe a couple years reissue or whatever. So this is a Liberty press of The Point of Departure by Andrew Hill. Love this record. I have an original press of this, but you know, there's a lot of really clean jazz, like late 60s, early 70s pressings that are, you know, he just said he didn't really spend a lot of time trying to get that first pressing. Now, there are a lot of first press Blue Notes and things like that in here, but he said he just wanted to get the record with that stuff, but with like the jazz funk and stuff like that, he kind of was after those like really rare titles. Noah Howard, The Black Art, another killer one. Noon in Tunisia. This is a really killer one. George Grunts. This is more of like an Eastern sounding, like, this is a kind of a crazy record. I listened to that last night. Eddie Gale, Black Rhythm Happening. And then Eddie Gale, Ghetto Music. This is an amazing record. So stoked to get this one. Been after it for a long time. This is an original stereo of Sam Rivers' Contours. I love this record. Cecil McBee, Alternate Spaces. That's that like private press of that. Benny Maupin, The Jewel and the Lotus. This is Benny Maupin's amazing. Played some with Herbie Hancock. It's an incredible record I've been looking for a long time. Yusef, Prayer to the East on Savoy. This one I'm really excited about. Yusef Lateef, Jazz Mood, original press on Savoy. Amazing record. Jerry Mulligan, Nightlights, original press. Art Pepper Meets the Rhythm Section, original press on Contemporary. Dave Pike, Jazz for the Jet Set, really cool one. This is just one I've been looking for. Let 'Em Roll, Big John Patton, love Big John Patton. Bora Rokovic, Ultra Native. This is like a kind of like a really mellow, almost jazz funky, sounds kind of like a library record. Fantastic record, really rare. Had a bunch of Bill Evans, Interplay, Waltz for Davy, that's like a second press. Moonbeams, that's an original. This is an original of Undercurrent, Portrait and Jazz. Everybody digs Bill Evans Trio. Amazing. Really good stuff. Some of those I have, some of them I don't. I can go ahead and show you some of, there's a bunch more in this stack too, so that's like half of that. But if you're not familiar with, most people probably are, but the Black Jazz label is one of my absolute favorite. This is all Black Jazz. They're hard to find, one of my absolute favorite labels. So they kind of focus towards like free jazz, jazz funk, stuff like that. Henry Franklin, The Skipper, amazing record. Actually just bought one of those. Doug Carn, another Doug Carn. Got both of those. I've been looking for this one for a really long time. The Awakening, Here, Sense, and Feel is a promo copy, super clean. This is another one, The Awakening Mirage. This is one of the best, man. This is a killer title. One of my favorites from the Black Jazz label. Walter Bishop Jr.'s For Cycle, another incredible one. Walter Bishop Jr., Coral Keys, another one. Chester Thompson Powerhouse, Gene Russell. These, oh my gosh, man, these two Calvin Keys are amazing records. I got them both already, but they're just absolutely fantastic. If you like crazy guitar jazz, that's where you want to be. Another label that I heavily collect is Strata East. So Strata East is similar vibe, you know, as Black Jazz. So let's see. Strata East had a subsidiary label called Strata that was based in Detroit. They had this one here, Sphere, on the Strata label. The Stratas are really hard to get. So anything on this Strata label is a GRAIL or GRAILs. I only have like a couple already, and I've been looking for this one, so that's a great one. But Strata East was more on the jazz side. Kind of Strata was more on the funk side, but there's still some jazz funk and all that in the Strata East. But Charles Tolliver, he was one of the founders of Strata East. So that's one of his. Another Tolliver's Music Incorporated. Ken O'Duke. Stanley Cowell is another of the founders of Strata East. This is Musa. Another one I've been really looking for. I didn't have this, so I was excited to get it. He had some like Japanese like reissues, which are still really cool. Some Strata East there, which I don't have either one of those, so I'll keep those. This is Alkebulon, Land of the Blacks. This is a great record. I love this record so much. I found one of these a few years ago, and it is an absolute tremendous listen. I love this record. And that's like one of the biggest bangers of this whole collection as well. Handscapes, really great stuff. This one. I was so stoked to see this one. Earth Blossom, the John Betch Society. This is a incredible title on Strata East. I've streamed this so many times. It's been on my list for a long time. It's just so hard to get. Charles Rouse, 2 is 1. Another one, the Cecil Payne Zodiac from the Dolphy series. Cecil McBee, Mutima, Larry Ridley, some of the parts, this is a really killer, like on the jazz funk side. It's amazing. But yeah, John Hicks, Hell's Bells. This is another one, Japanese pressing, like a Japanese reissue, glass bead cams. I have an original of this. This is another one of my absolute favorite Strata Easts as well. And then this one I've been looking for a really long time. Clifford Jordan in the World. So thrilled, over the moon to have that one. So that's the Black Jazz and Strata East stuff, which is great. This is the Edwards Generation featuring Chuck Edwards in San Francisco, the street thing. It's like a private press, like a jazz, like private press funk record. This is another one I talk about all the time. This is Eddie Hazel. This is an original promo copy, really nice condition. Oh my gosh, like incredible record. David Axelrod's Song of Innocence. Really nice copy of that. Nice copy of Velvet Underground Nico with Appeal. Paul Jackson, Black Octopus. I've been looking for this for a long time. It was a Japan-only release. Came out in 1978 in Japan, and they didn't make them over here. So this is an original press, Paul Jackson from Herbie Hancock and the Headhunters. This is an amazing funk record that's just really hard to get. Mother Earth's Plantasia, Mort Garson, one of the best electronic records ever recorded. This is an original press that has kind of fragments of that Simmons Mattress poster or sticker. Pete Jolly, Seasons of Pete Jolly. This is really killer, mellow. I don't think you'd call it jazz, just like kind of just a mood record, you know. Really mellow, really good, like organ work on there. Airto Fogo. This is really killer, like on the funk side as well, like almost like a jazz funk, Latin funk type of thing. Amazing record, definitely keeping that one. This one I have been looking for years and years. I was like mind blown when I saw it when he showed it to me. 24 Karat Black. This is an absolute killer funk record. It's been on my list for such a long time. Long wanted this record. It's a promo copy and it's a beautiful shape. This is one of my absolute favorite library records. I already have one of these. This is a hard hitter. Really good, like jazz funk. Library record. This is amazing. This is a GRAIL. This one is Delta Sigma Theta Convention. Cusini. I wasn't really familiar with this one, but I listened to it since I heard about it through his collection, really. And it is killer. Really good. He bought that off Carolina Soul. This is a soundtrack. I don't do a lot of soundtracks. I don't look for soundtracks. But this is a soundtrack I have been looking for. Les Baxter, Hell's Bells. This is an original press, original white label promo of this. This is an incredible soundtrack. Really good, like fuzz guitars and things like that. But just for that era, it was really good, just killer music. This is an absolute dynamite funk record. If you like funkadelic and like stuff like older 70s funk rock stuff, Black Murda, this is an incredible record. It took me forever to find a copy of this, but I got one a few years ago. A little on the rock side here, Warhorse on Vertigo. Amazing hard rock. Original UK press on Vertigo. Shining soundtrack. Witchcraft Coven, original press, nice and clean. The Dunwich Horror. It's kind of a rare soundtrack as well. Look at that cover, just nuts. Phantasm, another really rare soundtrack. He had a lot of these Goblin records, which the Goblin ones I will be keeping. I've been wanting those for a long time, and a lot of them they only did in Italy. So really good. The Fog, pretty rare. Gong. He had all the Halloweens. So Halloween, and Halloween 3. He had a bunch of Slayer, Hell Awaits, Show No Mercy. Let's see here. So Seasons in the Abyss. This one I actually didn't have, so I'll probably be keeping it. Probably one of my favorite albums of all time, The Zombies, Odyssey, and Oracle. Absolutely fantastic. Original press. This one, I was so excited. This is not the most expensive record in the collection or anything, but like this is an original Italian press of Suspiria, Goblin. I love this album. It is so killer. Harlan River Drive, really rare, like funk record. Been after it for a long time. I've already got this. This is T2. It'll all work out in Boomland. This is kind of, you know, if you're after that early 70s hard rock, psychedelic stuff, this is a GRAIL. Gong, Freedom Serenade, the killer funk record. Earth Rot, David Axelrod. I've been after this for a really long time as well. I have a reissue. Nice to get an original. This is another one that just keeps eluding me. Ernie Hines, the electrified Ernie Hines. I bought one of these on eBay a couple years ago and it skipped. and it broke my heart to return it because it was such a good deal. But this is a promo copy of this really killer, like, soul funk record. Headless Heroes, The Apocalypse, Eugene McDaniels. This is a white label promo of this incredible record. Oh my gosh, this one's amazing. Paul Pena. This is really rare, but just an amazing, like, just an amazing old school rock record that you just don't ever see. Oliver Sane, Main Man, really good, like, jazz funk. Embryo, some good prog. You know, Can, obviously, great stuff. Original German pressings of these Cans. A Monster Movie, great stuff. Yeah, this one actually was on the wall at a shop down there, and I was like, it's going to be in this collection, so I'm not going to buy it, but I've been looking for it for a really long time. This guy, I've been looking to get some of his records. Henry Texier. This one's Amir, this one's Varek. But this record right here is just a collector's dream. It's just one of those records that a lot of people look for. They're really hard to find. I love this type of music, really good. Glad to get those. This one I had a few years ago and sold it. This one, he really clean guy from Carolina. Sold this Creation of the Gods, Rufus Harley. This is bagpipe jazz, like bagpipe free jazz, crazy. But I had it a few years ago and sold it. Glad to get another one. Just a really clean, free your mind. You never ever see Funkadelic that clean. Wilburn Burchett. This one, I just got this a few months ago when I was digging in Asheville. Really cool, like, meditative, psychedelic record. Another Slayer, that's a promo, South of Heaven. It's a UK egg, which I think it had a US. We'll see. This was really rare. Ivan Boogaloo Joe Jones, Sweetback. Really good guitar funk record, amazing stuff. The Pharaohs, The Awakening. This is just a killer, like, jazz funk record. This one, I've already got this, but I rant and rave about it anytime I get a chance. This is Oliver Nelson's Skull Session. Oliver Nelson's kind of meh for me, but this record is out of this world, nasty, funky, amazing, and the cover is just tremendous. Kenny Barron, Peruvian Blue on Muse Records. Really nice record. Excited to get that one. It's another one I've been looking for a really long time. The Baron von Ohlen Quartet. Really good, like, jazz, funky. These are original pressings of these Art Blakey's. This one is the Gary Bartz Harlem Bush Music. Really nice. I've been looking for that for a while. I had a reissue of it. These Toshiko records are really hard to find as well. These are original presses in good shape. This one's really great too. New Directions in Modern Music. The Rashid Ali Quartet. Another one hard to find. This is a first pressing of Duke Ellington and John Coltrane. One of my favorite jazz records. Really nice first press of that. Herb Ellis and Remo Palmier. Wildflowers. Another one. This I love Idris Muhammad. I've never had this one before. This one's Peace and Rhythm. Probably the rarest one to get from him. And it's really good as well. And then Nathan Davis. And Nathan Davis is amazing. Really good stuff. So that's just some of the stuff I wanted to show you guys. I'm going to take you through and just flip. So, like, for the rest of the stuff, there's so much. Like, ton of Alice Coltrane, ton of John Coltrane, a lot more Sun Ra, a lot more Fair Sanders, a lot more stuff like that. I just kind of pull out some of the gems to show you guys. And I'll give you, like, a little bit of taste of that. But, like, there's a ton of really solid classic rock, a ton of really solid jazz. So this is a really good collection. Check out some of this stuff here. So to kind of give you all an idea, I got the boxes out. I'm kind of sorting through everything, but, like, got a bunch of Farrah Sanders stuff. Karma, these are really clean, you know. The Sun Ra. There's no way I could ever show everything. This is a really clean first press of this. There's just so much in here, but just to give you all an idea, look at this. Super clean with that sticker. All that stuff, but yeah, like, I mean, here's just a string of Miles Davis stuff. There's a ton of really super solid, you know, jazz stuff. He had a lot of these Project Vinyl Japanese reissues, you know, all really good stuff, but just super solid stuff. Just Archie Shepp, all that. And then you had like, you know, things like this. You know, he had a very well-rounded taste. Original Candlemass, original Fela stuff, Morbid Angel, you know, just, it's kind of a funk. He's a first press at Evil Empire. Original DJ Shadow stuff. This is the early French press and Stooges. You know, just a lot of super solid stuff. And then like, well, I wrote this is some of the other stuff. Just, you know, classic rock, reggae, stuff like that, soul, that's just really solid, good stuff for the shop, sellable, just great stuff. So look at those Iron Maiden. Funkadelic stuff, and then like, you know, even that's an original Heptones. It's just super good stuff, great stuff for the shop. You know, these aren't grails or anything, but stuff that people really look for. Good shape, most of them. As I said, it's impossible to show everything. Got about 1,600 total. Like this is like a bunch of like more reissues he had, but like in here, like I mean, look, this is that Kenny Dorham, that Record Store Day one that everybody wants. Just stuff that is just really above average, solid stuff. Really good. And then this is just extra library records, all that. So you guys are probably wondering, when can I get my hands on this stuff? So here's how I'm going to try to process this collection. Like I said, I'm going to take some time with some of the stuff. I'm going to enjoy some of the stuff. There's plenty of the stuff that I already have that I'm going to be putting out. There's a lot of really killer stuff. So I'm going to be doing a big drop in the shop. If you don't know, we have a record store in Matthews, North Carolina. We're going to be doing a big drop on the 22nd, which is Record Store Day. So April 22nd, not this Saturday, but next, which is Record Store Day. That is when we're going to be dropping. We're going to put everything out. Doors open at 10 a.m. No holds, no shipping, none of that stuff. That is for the local people, or you guys can drive in, whatever. But that is when we're going to be dropping the majority of this really killer stuff. Also on the 25th, which is a few days later, on a Tuesday night, I'm going to be auctioning off a bunch of stuff on Whatnot. So a lot of the jazz and things like that, I'm going to put on Whatnot. If there's some wall pieces that stick around from Record Store Day, I might pull a couple of those out and auction them off on Whatnot as well. But all the information for Whatnot is in the description of this video. What's a Not? It's an incredible platform that we use, that we do all of our online sales through for now. And if you sign up with my Whatnot link, you can get $15 off your first purchase, even if it's not from me. So that's something, if you're not familiar with Whatnot, you can get free $15 and all that stuff. So mark your calendars, follow us on Whatnot and all that stuff. And that's how we're going to be kind of processing through this collection. But again, you know, don't line up at the store on Saturday morning and saying, hey, where's this record, this record, this record? The way I'm going to tell you what's going to go out is on Instagram. So you follow us on Instagram at Noble Records, and I will do a flip video and show you everything that's going to be going out on that Record Store Day. Now, not everything's going to go out. I'm going to put out a big batch of it. I don't have time to price all that stuff before then, but I'm going to put out the first wave of it, like a lot of the really killer stuff on Record Store Day. So follow us on Instagram for more information and all that stuff, but that's kind of how we're going to be processing through this collection. So another question that I always get when I get a collection like this, somebody's like, somebody die? Why is this guy selling all this stuff? This guy is a really sweet person, really nice. He just kind of wasn't listening to them much anymore and wanted just a change. I get that a lot, you know, when I buy a collection from a collector like this that's collected up until recently. And I think he just wanted to a change in life. He was realizing, you know, how much money he was putting in the hobby, and he wasn't really getting the time to listen to him like he wanted to. So no judgment passed towards anybody who jumps out of the hobby. And like we were talking, he said, I don't think this is the last of my collecting. I think I'm going to get back into it at some point. But, you know, sometimes it's good to get a fresh start. I've sold my collection like 3 or 4 times. So I totally understand and get that. So anyways, really appreciate him for entrusting me with these records. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button. Follow us on Instagram at Noble Records. And post a comment below. Give us a thumbs up. Anything to help. Spread the word on the channel. We appreciate you guys watching and all that stuff. So thank y'all so much, and we will see you next time.